Fear, anxiety, stress. I mean, frankly, in these times of so much uncertainty, so much external chaos, just perpetual messaging telling us like we just don't know what the future holds in many ways. Because as I'm filming this in the midst of the coronavirus pandemic, it's more important than ever right now that we are really clear on what our mindset is at this time. Because that's what I'm finding, my friend, is the difference between those who are in this experience, in this time of uncertainty, which frankly, this video is relevant anytime and always because uncertainty is just an inevitable part of life. There's always going to be externally things that are changing. And so in today's video, I'm going to be actually sharing kind of the difference between the scarcity and abundance mindset. And then I give you some of my tips for how to quickly and just really in fun ways, how to shift yourself from that scarcity, fear, stress, anxiety, worry mindset into then like really being in this moment from a space of love, from inner peace, from just a sense of contentment and finding the joy in the midst of all the external chaos. So let's just get right to it. All right, so let's get right into what's the difference between the scarcity and the abundance mindset. And I feel that Stephen Covey, the author of the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, words it really well. So I'm going to share his words and I wrote it down so I would quote it fully properly. And he says, in terms of scarcity, he says, most people are deeply scripted in what I call the scarcity mentality. They see life as having only so much, as though there are only one pie out there, and if someone were to get a piece of the pie, it would mean less for everybody else. And what I love about this is I so resonate because what he's basically saying here is we look at the world as having limited opportunities, possibilities. You know, we think that if one person gets recognition, it means that we don't have that opportunity. We think if one person gets the promotion, we're limited. You know, with food, we think if people get food often, then like there's not gonna be enough for us. Or honestly, in the day of today, we think that if we don't stock up on all the toilet paper, there won't be enough for us or our families. Yes, toilet paper. But basically what he's meaning here is it's this operating system where we're really operating from fear, anxiety, stress. We let the anxiety of thinking that we need to preserve ourselves take over and be the way we live our life. Which frankly, I find there is nothing fulfilling or creating, that's a very just overwhelming way to live. And we all know, because we've all been caught in that moment of the scarcity mindset. You are not alone if you're sitting in it right now. Because of course, there's so much messaging coming our way all the time, especially in today's day, around things we need to be worried about. Oh gosh, if you don't protect yourself, then like someone's gonna make you sick. It's like this constant fear mongering. But instead, what I really want you to feel into is what I'm gonna share now. He writes and explains as the abundance mentality, which is the abundance mentality, on the other hand, flows out of a deep inner sense of personal worth and security. It is the paradigm that there is plenty out there and enough space and enough to spare for everybody. It results in sharing of prestige, recognition, profits, decision-making. It opens possibilities, options, alternatives, and creativity. And I so deeply believe this because what I find in today's day especially is when we're coming from that abundance mentality, when we're coming from that abundance mindset, we're really operating from a space of, you know what I have is enough. We can see that everything we do have is a gift. We get to watch that the way we connect to humans, the way we connect to other people is from that space of connection, love, and togetherness. We spend a lot less of our energy just trying to preserve and protect ourselves, and we spend a lot more of our energy open-hearted, open-minded. Frankly, there are so many possibilities in front of our faces most of the time, but if we're operating from a space of scarcity, we don't see them. It's like we have these blinders on our face and we just can't see through it, right? You're like, nope, there's no chance that I'm gonna get another job after being laid off. There's no chance that I'm gonna get the promotion. There's no chance I'm gonna get the raise right now. It's like we literally operate just with literally only, we can't see half the picture, right? We're literally seeing through like, I like my hand situation here. But my point here is that when you come into what I think of as the heart mindset, and that's what I see with the abundance mindset, is that when we're operating from scarcity, we're very in the mind. You know, we think the mind has all the answers, but we all know if we let our mind have its way, it can create some really scary stories of what ifs, right? Whereas when we come to our heart, we see through our space of dreaming, through a space of imagination, through that space of open-heartedness, how many opportunities and possibilities are in front of our faces. It's like we see with a bigger lens than we can even know is possible. So I just say this because I hope during this time, when so much messaging is coming your way, that you can know that at any moment, even if the scarcity starts to hit you, because it does, in these inevitable times, no one's perfect. We're all doing the best we can, and there's a lot of uncertainty and intensity right now. But I hope these tips and tools I'm about to share with you can be kind of your fun, quick way to know that in any moment you can choose differently. That you can see yourself maybe being in that scarcity mentality for a moment and go, oh, you know what? I don't have to keep playing into this. I can move into back into where I like to be, which is in the abundance mindset. So let's get right into that. All right, so tip number 1 is to organize your home, to go into play in your home and to appreciate the things you already have. To start to notice from that space of abundance, like, wow, I already have so many beautiful things that I don't even spend enough time really appreciating in general. You know, it's so easy in the fear and scarcity mindset to constantly think we need more, but there's always more clothes, there's always more physical objects we need to feel good and to feel safe and to feel secure, right? But there's so much that we already have that's so abundant right in front of us. So for example, when I just did this recently, I was laughing because I have an obsession with books. Like, I just want to buy books, new ones all the time. I love sitting in bookstores, it's a love of mine. But the thing is, in this experience, I noticed there was a moment where I went, oh man, like I was really wishing I could go to the bookstore, and I was feeling kind of a little in that scarcity mentality for a moment. And then I went, hold the phone, Lex. Like, go in your library and go look at the books you have, because there are books in there that you haven't read that at some point you were so excited to read and you just haven't read yet. And this is the difference, right? It's moving from that space of, oh no, I can't go to the bookstore, poor me, and it's like that little victimhood moment that can come in, and moving instead to, wow, I started picking up my books and there were so many gems that now I'm loving reading, I'm enjoying them, and I would have missed out on the opportunity because I would have perpetually, you know, felt sorry for myself and felt like, oh no, if only I could go to the bookstore, then I'd feel happy and content, when it's like, no, literally in 5 seconds, I picked up a book that now I'm so excited and I'm loving to read. So this is a fun one. I hope you enjoy just playing around in your home and just starting to notice the joy in the things you already have. Tip number 2 is, if you ever catch yourself in that scarcity mentality, to pull out a piece of paper and to just start to write things you're grateful for. Honestly, this sounds so funny, but it's literally, take a note. Like, what I actually have recently liked doing is noticing what things that I have already or things that I do make me feel kind of luxurious, make me feel pampered, make me feel just like really sexy and saucy and good in myself. And so I kind of, because you know, I love to do it from that self-love, self-care perspective. So I've really been enjoying, like, anytime I catch myself, like, you know, after a hard phone call with a family member or a friend, or just finding I'm in that scarcity mentality for a moment, just switching into, oh, you know what, let me pull out a piece of paper, let me write all these things, and it's usually things that are so simple. Like for me, I love just lighting my candles. I love my crystals. I love just like pouring, you know, a good cup of coffee. I love the feeling of pulling out a book and just like reading it, or reading a good quote. It's things like this. It's really simple things that we can be so grateful for, that can bring us right into that abundance mentality and mindset, which then allows me to get so creative and excited, and I'm so motivated, and it just shifts my energy in literally a minute. So it's really quick, really fun, and really easy. Tip number 3 is to have appreciation-focused conversations with your energizers. So what I mean here, and you all know I am all about surrounding yourself with the dreamers, the possibilitarians, the people who make you feel energized when you connect to them. I am not for holding on to relationships and partnerships and people, honestly, that when I finish talking to them, I want to take a nap. Like, I've done that in my past, been there, done that, and I've realized that to really show up in big ways, to be the leaders that we really love and that we respect and honor, we have to surround ourselves with what I think of as our board of energizers. It's the people that make us stay in this abundance mindset, that make us believe beyond our wildest measures just how capable we truly are. So what I mean here is, any moments in this time where you find yourself maybe going into scarcity mentality, or honestly maybe you're not even in scarcity mentality, but you want to like further juice up your abundance mentality, call up and have an appreciation focused conversation with one of these energizers in your life. Like really make an effort to spend time connecting to people that make you feel grateful for what you have, grateful for who you are, and grateful for the little simple sweet things. So this is a huge one and something that I highly value, and I hope that you don't spend time, or if you do have relationships that drain you, that you take a look at that and take moments, because that can really pull us down deeply. So I'll leave it there. Tip number 4 is to share or to give what you feel like you may be feeling you're not having enough of. So frankly, if you're someone who has a lot of that story of, oh, I don't have enough time, oh, I don't have enough money, oh, I don't have enough energy for that, give what you feel like you don't have enough of. Because there is nothing that shifts our energy, nothing that shifts our mindset more than giving and generosity. Because when we go through the process, and I know this may give you like, but how can I give more money when I really feel like I don't have enough? Trust me, it's amazing, but when we watch ourselves in a moment when we feel most afraid to give to someone else the thing that we're most afraid to not have enough of, it really quickly changes our entire mindset into realizing how good it freaking feels to give to others. To give to others is like giving to ourselves times a million. But then also it's from this space of generosity where we really go into that really true sense of believing that there's enough to go around. By simply giving something that you're afraid you don't have enough of, you're literally putting it out there that, you know what, I may not feel like I have enough at this moment, but I know and I trust that there is an abundance available to me and that I am capable of finding the resources for myself, the opportunities for myself to give me more of what I am craving and needing. So this is a really important one. This is honestly one of the biggest growth edges for most, but also one of the most satisfying and fulfilling just shifts to start having, and something I do with myself. You know, like I said, if I go into a moment of, oh gosh, like I just don't have enough time, then I always go, okay, all right, watch yourself, Lex. Like, let's come back into how can you give time to someone who's really needing the support or the energy. It's amazing to witness like how quickly that shifts me right back into service, right back into contribution, and more than anything, right into my leadership mission. So this is a really, really valuable one. Tip number 5 is to treat yourself every day with something, a self-care ritual. And anyone who's been on this channel with me for a moment knows that I don't believe self-care is that kind of like only a treat that you get as a reward. I believe it's how we care for ourselves is the essence of abundance. Because again, as I mentioned earlier, when you're trying to, if you want more money as an example, it's because you're wanting to have the ability to take better care of yourself or to take better care of people in your life you care about. So by adding these like non-negotiable little fun self-care rituals into your day, it really gets you into that perspective of I am worthy of being cared for. And when I do that and I set that foundation for myself, it has, like I said, again, that ripple effect. I show up creatively in beautiful ways. I show up more able to give to others because I've started with really showing to myself how valuable I am, how important I am in terms of like the impact and the mission I'm here to make on the world. So this is really important. And actually, if you would like, I have a video right here where I share some of my self-care rituals that I have in my daily life that make a world of difference and have helped me really foster this abundance mentality. So I think you would love it and check it out. And if you really enjoyed what I'm sharing here in this abundance mentality and the abundance mindset, then I highly recommend checking out my free guide, my morning ritual guide in the description box below, because frankly, I have found that the morning is a very essential time to set the foundation for my day. And that the more I start my day with that abundance mentality, the more I care for myself, the more I really set my intention for the day, the more I operate from that place. So I think you would love it, and I would love for you to check it out. Like I mentioned, just a free guide in the description box below, and I can't wait to hear your feedback on it and the way it changes your day and your life. And I would love for you to share with me in the comments below, which of these tips you're excited to play with, or just, I love juicy stories of how the abundance mindset has given you just gifts in your life and has opened up your world to possibilities. So please share in the comments below. And if you're someone who is a working woman, someone who's a female leader, who is always looking for ways to grow, to better themselves, to connect deeply with amazing other leaders, and just wants to know self-care rituals and tips and tricks on how to really take better care of ourselves so our ripple effect can be even better and deeper and more beautiful, then definitely hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can be in the loop for my next videos all about these fun topics. And as always, I hope you have a fierce day and feel empowered to take action because you, my friend, matter.